Hello, digital design class. It's finally time for our last video, and we've learned a lot. I used a fall image that stuck with me for a final image once I drove by all the pumpkin fields here in Washington. And I wanted to use that for something major as soon as I saw it, because I just wanted to run through it, but I wouldn't get away with that. But I thought of all the animals I could draw in to to run through the field, and how much fun that would be. So it was something that I thought about the whole time since I saw that image, and that makes me a bit of a visual person. So I used adjustment and filter tools to the best of my knowledge but I'll get better when I start using other softwares again. And I wanted to thank you for the inspiration. I want to thank Miho for her patience, and I wish you all the best. I first decided to use the photograph because of the spaciousness and the cold air that you get in the morning after the moon has been full. That's actually when I captured this photograph. And the presentation is called Seasonal Confusion because here in Washington we actually have recurring seasons, like flowers will bloom over and over in the same season, which is really interesting because our summer is not outrageously hot, and our winters never get too cold. I mean, we get a little bit of snow here by the beach, but you'd have to be pretty high up in the mountains to get it a lot of snow and cold. And I use several animals to represent the shopping cycles, because I'm now temporarily in the retail business to do merchandising, and our main seasons are the main one is definitely Valentine for candy. I mean, not Valentine, but Halloween. But Valentine is actually a big one that I didn't put in there. But Easter is also a big one, and Christmas. So those are the representations. But yeah, I did leave Valentine out. I just thought of that now. Anyway, I said that I would use a witch coming over a pumpkin field, flying over a pumpkin field, and I thought that would be kind of ugly because it's summer, so I put a cat in instead. And I colored them in Photoshop after I drew them by hand, and adjusted the sizes, and then grouped the layer together with the backgrounds. And then I also, of course, free transformed and puppy warped them, and copied the animal into each layer. And then I went to the window timeline to press the create frame button. And I try to remember all this, but it's actually really hard to remember all the steps. And the tween one, I couldn't find it for the life of me. I still can't. I don't know where it is on my computer. But I have to use that because that makes the movement much smoother. And I set it on forever. And then save the files as a PSD, of course, for Miho, and then exported for Web Legacy GIF 128 setting. And I'm getting really good with the lasso now. That's really a quick one for me because of the practice we have in this class, getting every tiny little pixel. But I do have a hard time remembering every tiny step to make it right, so I need a lot more practice, and I think that's just a matter of time. Sitting around and just goofing around with all these, making a bunch of GIFs to save for different occasions. I think these are excellent for social media, and as an artist you could eventually flourish using them on those platforms. So I think that's something I'd really like to focus on. That's what I mostly got out of this class. but I do prefer the Roto Dancer and the Roto type animation over making the GIFs from drawings, because when you adjust the drawings in the Puppy Warp, they just seem to get a little messed up. So unless you use 3D Max, I think the better way to go is the Roto mode and to have a film and then draw in. But you can be really particular and also even use 3D items, sculptural, and draw in, like I've been watching some other master level animators, how they do those Roto type animations, and that would be a good goal for this type of work. And thank you again. This has been a great pleasure. Good luck, everybody.